Did right there if you were watching me at the top tower. The Leviathan got a little cocky and ran up towards my spirit tower. So that's always an opportunity you want to use sprout. Alright, here I'm going to teleport to the mid, and this is me and our Lich, who just get a kill on the Zeus player, and we missed the kill on a Arabian assassin. So killing that Zeus early was really nice. We ended up, I think, feeding on him for a good portion of the game. Him and the Shadow Priest in the game don't do too hot and end up feeding us a lot. And that's a good skill to realize, especially when you're playing the public game, is to watch what players are the weaker players and kind of feed off them. Obviously, exploit the weaknesses in the team. And for public games especially, in league games, most people are pretty skilled, and it's going to be hard finding the weaker opponent. But even in league matches or in-house matches, there's going to be one player who isn't as skilled as the rest of them, and who isn't necessarily caring, or who's just going to be an easier target just because of the hero we chose. The combos are easier to be able to take them out. So just watch for that and try to take advantage of it. So this team's doing a good job of pushing out earlier, and this quickly becomes a 3v5 game. So their whole team has 5 teammates, and we're going to only have the 3. But I've always thought that was kind of it was actually kind of a good thing. To have the 3, because you get more gold income. You don't have to worry about your allies that maybe are less skilled feeding. So as opposed to our Razor and our Fuzzy Wuzzy feeding early on due to lag or whatever else, they're actually left the game. So now I don't have to worry about them feeding experience to my opponents. So good game here. We're gonna up the speed at the 15-minute mark. So I'm about 13 minutes now. We've been watching it 2x for a while now. So let's just go ahead and jump up the speed, get synced up at the 15-minute mark. And then we're going to watch it at 3x speed from 15 minutes on until a little after 20 minutes. So again, to kind of speed through the replay a little bit, I want to jump ahead. So hopefully you guys weren't too far ahead, or if you were, just restart the replay and get the replay file synced up again at the 15-minute mark at the 3x speed. You can turn Fog of War off again, and we'll go back on to talking more about the game here in a second once I get it paused up. Getting synced up myself, so just give me 1 second. Alright, we're at the 15-minute mark at 3x speed. I guess I had just died. I wasn't paying attention to how I died, but it's really not important. I do die a few times in the game. Again, I'm not a pro, and usually what happens is it's an uninspected thing. I believe that was probably the time when the Witch Doctor snuck up from behind me and used his Dagon and his ultimate and whatever else that aura or whatever that kills you. I forgot what the heck the Witch Doctor ability is that kills you. It does damage over time depending on how much damage he did burst. So pretty cool, but he was a good player. He's probably like the leader of the clan. He ends up talking a lot during the replay, so he was the one who killed me, kind of went around the top forest and got the jump on me. Just didn't expect it, and I've kind of learned from my mistakes there. Up at the top, it looks like the Lich just got a kill on the Leviathan, but the Zeus is coming to kind of finish off the Lich, who's pretty low HP. He's at 300, so just one direct nuke and his ultimate should be able to kill the Lich off pretty quick. So now that we're kind of reset up again, we're going to get it unpaused in 5 seconds. So get to the 15-minute mark at the 3x speed, Fog of War off. We're going to unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Throw unpause again. Just as I said, the Lich just got killed there again. Kind of unexpected for him. There's a lot, and he says too many, and I agreed with him there that 5v3 is a little bit tricky at this point in the game. But again, just be persistent and patient, play it smart, which I think my allies do a pretty bad job of playing it a little bit smart. They get really greedy at some points, and it's stuff that probably could have made this game last too long. We actually probably could have done a lot better had they not been so greedy. So here, if you were watching me the Furion there, I almost at the mid there, I almost died, but didn't quite die. I was really close, but I was trying to help the Viper, not the Viper, Venom Dancer, pick off Blue. And again, I wanted to kind of put Blue in his place. He was getting really cocky, and wanted to watch what happened to him there. I just died again. I wasn't paying attention. It's really hard to watch it at 4x speed, or at 3x speed, so hopefully I'm not screwing everybody up. But basically what's going to happen here in the next 15, 20 minutes or so is we're going to get pushed really hard. They're going to push the top, they're going to push the mid, they're going to do a really good job of getting into our base. They're going to take out our defensive towers, they're going to start taking out our axes. But however, Furion's just such a good pusher, and because of teleport, I can kind of be everywhere throughout the map. The cooldown on it's low enough to where, I can make, I can use my ultimate, I can summon some trees and fight off creeps, even the ones that are higher ranked creeps because the barracks might be down. I can still kind of pick off that. So again, we're trying to pick off heroes, and we do a really, really bad job of following up. And again, it's just the greed that ends up killing you. So, I mean, even if a hero's low, I mean, they can know that they're going to survive, and you don't want to chase. Again, Gray's just saying that he shouldn't chase. He knows better, obviously. You don't want to be putting yourself in bad positions. It's not worth getting one kill if you're going to get killed, especially in a 3v5 situation where your presence on the battlefield is definitely going to be something valued. So, an item that I always get on Furion that a lot of people, I think a lot of people are starting to get more often, especially in League play, is the Necromonicon. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I know it's from, oh shit, what movie is that from? Anyway, it's a good movie, and I ended up watching it too many times, and I can't think of it, but it's a really good movie. Oh god, what is it? Kill me. You guys know it, you can go ahead and say it, but I bet you everybody who watches this game or plays Dota or plays Warcraft knows what movie Necromonicon's from. Anyway, I get it because of its mana burn, basically, just its mana burn. In this game, it also helps because we're up against a Nerubian assassin who has invisibility. Actually, it's his ultimate. His Vendetta turns him invisible. So having a level 3 Necromonicon, I can see him coming, or I can see him, you know, if he happens to use it for escape purposes. Mana burn also works really well. I mean, we got a lot of heroes that are dependent, very mana dependent. We got a Zeus and we got the Witch Doctor, and also Leviathan, who doesn't have a very big mana pool. So it's really nice to have mana burn. Kind of hurts him a little bit when he's trying to be offensive. And I'm always using, even the lower levels of it are pretty good, but obviously it's most effective at level 3. Requires a pretty big investment. Got to be careful on that. Again, it's very important that at least one of us stay alive during these big pushes. So I'm trying to play very defensive. If it means, you know, I'm not getting a kill, that's fine. I'm trying to stay back. I'm also trying to play on my opponent's kind of eagerness to kill us. So, you know, I know that Witcher players in this game, after having played it for almost 30 minutes in this match, I know that, you know, Blue and that Zeus are actually pretty cocky players, and that they're going to try to set themselves up to try to kill me. And I know that I can kind of rely on them to be really greedy or to stay at certain points. So there we get another nice kill on Blue. He stayed there channeling his ultimate, which is his Death Ward, which actually used to be from the Shadow Assassin back in the heyday. I don't know if you guys remember that, but the SA used to have a really awesome Death Ward that he would just be able to place and not channel it. And it was pretty killer move there, but yeah, they brought it back with the implementation of the Witch Doctor. But because he was channeling there, he couldn't... He wasn't obviously moving, and it gave me more than enough opportunity to get up there and tree him and kill him. So what should be noticed about, I call it tree, it's also called sprouting, obviously. Sprouting is the real name of it, but I call it tree because the trees are actually created around him. Now, something to note about sprouting, again, this is something I go over in detail more in the guide, the text guide, but it doesn't actually silence them, it doesn't stun them. All it does is create trees around them, which are, you know, random doodads that are treated around them to surround them and basically block off their movement speed. Now, more experienced players will just attack you while they're in those sprouts, but however, more often than not, you're going to find public players who don't know how sprout works and are going to try to run away constantly or not use their abilities. You know, they're not silenced, they're not disabled, they can attack from there, they can use their spells, so just got to be aware of, that's a good counter to Sprout, you know, just realize if you're a ranged hero, you can get out of that, or if you have a blink ability, you can get out of Sprout, you know, just don't worry about it. It's actually one of the best counters to Sprout is a blink, so if you don't have it as your hero abilities, getting a blink dagger isn't a bad idea. So here at the top there, I was just watching here, the Witch Doctor cast it, I saw him coming, he casted his cask, and I kind of stretched it out so it wouldn't bounce too far on me. Once I saw that was actually casted and I didn't have to worry about it coming at me again, I know the Witch Doctor didn't have any other disables and I was free to use my teleport. So I did use my teleport there without fear of being, you know, casted. Just be aware of what your opponent's abilities are, and that's kind of hard. You know, that kind of comes from experience or from watching a lot of replays. Just be aware of what your opponents can do, and you know, kind of watch when they cast their abilities and if they have any other items that can disable you, because then you know you can get away with casting a teleport in their face, and you might have a good chance, even if they're doing damage to you, that you can teleport out to safety. So we're at the 32-minute mark right now. We're going to speed it up to the 38-minute mark, and then I'm going to up the speed to 4x for the rest of the match just to get through it really quick. So regardless of what's happening now, I'm just kind of pushing. We're again, I told you earlier that a lot of this game revolves around us making a comeback. So we have recently taken heavy hits in our base. So again, we're getting at the 3-minute mark, and we're going to pause it at the 38-minute mark and then resync up. So if you actually went past that for some reason and you want to resync up, go ahead and resync up at the 38-minute mark at 4x speed. I'm going to get there soon. I'm still at 35 minutes. So I'm just syncing up again real fast here. This is actually where we're able to make our first big counter. At the 35-minute mark, I'm able to push with my allies, and we're making our first really big push into our opponent's base. Blue has since become very cocky and has sold all his items and started playing Teal, because Teal has actually left the game, and Teal is the Zeus player. So he's gotten really cocky. He doesn't want to play his Wish Doctor anymore, and he kind of just leaves him there at the fountain. Alright, he hasn't done that yet, but he does do